In the news, KOGI State Governor YAHAHA BELLO urges leaders in the country to ensure those alive must be well appreciated and rewarded. Governor MATAWALLE hands over 460,000 units to the Nigerian Labour Congress for distribution to junior workers. Suspected jihadists in northern Burkina Faso of ARBINDA adopt 50 women. La Liga leaders Barcelona wins the Super Cup for the first time in 5 years as Arsenal maintains lead in EPL. And this is the MLC TV Global News, reaching you live from the city of LOKOJA, the confluent state of Nigeria. I am Matthias Ayodeji Peter. Good day and thanks for joining us. The President Muhammadu Buhari on Monday departs Abuja for Nouakchott, the capital of Islamic Republic of Mauritania, for official engagement. While in Nouakchott, Buhari will receive the African Award for Strengthening Peace. The award will be presented to him by the Abu Dhabi Peace Forum, according to a statement by his spokesperson, Femi Adesina. KOGI State Governor YAHAHA BELLO has charged leaders in the country to ensure that they cater for the families of fallen heroes, saying those alive must be well appreciated and rewarded so that their sacrifices would not be in vain. He gave the charge during the annual Armed Forces Remembrance Day celebration at the LOKOJA Cenotaph. Governor Bello assured that his government would continue to do its best to reward their sacrifices. He appreciated security agents across the nation and specifically in KOGI State for their sacrifices in keeping the people protected. Our reporter has more.
Understands what this part of the Armed Forces Remembrance Day means to him. As the commander of operations within the country and abroad, he knows what it means to lose men and to lose colleagues.
Governor YAHAHA BELLO said as the nation commemorates the memories of the fallen heroes of the Nigerian Armed Forces and all uniformed men who have paid the supreme sacrifice that Nigerians can live in peace and harmony, he promised that his administration will continue to pay serious attention to security, safety and well-being of lives and livelihood of citizens and passersby.
Those of us at the leadership position today should always remember them, their family, their children, and even those that are serving us today, sacrificing all day and night under the rain, under the sun, entering bushes and taking out all the criminals. We should be able to, and we will continue to pay our respect to them and do our best to ensure that their sacrifices are well rewarded and appreciated. Have done their best and they'll continue to do their best to ensure that we live in peace. I urge all the citizens, all of our people to collaborate with them, provide adequate and credible information and intelligence with which we will be able to take criminals out of our society.
The governor warned politicians against mixing politics with the security of lives and livelihoods, saying the government will not tolerate it.
If you don't remove the criminals will come for you. But we assure them that we will continue to go for them, apprehend them, and make them to face the full wrath of the law. Today, or this period, is a political season. But I continue to say that we will not mix politics with security of lives and livelihood.
The government said no individual, irrespective of how highly placed, must take laws into their hands and hide under the guise of politics to import criminals and terrorists into the state, adding that anyone caught will be dealt with decisively. According to him, the security information in the state have continued to do their best in hustling criminals from the society. The chairman of the Air Service Men of Nigeria Legion, David Salawu, commended the state governor YAHAHA BELLO for making sure widows and widowers of fallen heroes, including retirees, enjoy dividends of democracy.
It's a great day for us because this is the day that we, all the retired military men, recognize as at the fighting of the war. Then our getting together is to remember those who are dead, the heroes. Our government has been trying. If they continue trying, we appreciate it. Nothing more.
The State Security Advisor Jerry Omodara assured the people of adequate security and warned that perpetrators of evil should stay away from Kogi State.
Kogi remains a center of action when it has to be a synergy among security agencies to keep Kogi State safe. And we will not blink in any way to ensure that this state remains very safe, particularly at this critical time when we are going into election. We are reviewing our strategy every day. The state remain on top as far as security is concerned in Nigeria. Remember, if Kogi is not safe, just say Nigeria is not safe. Reason, with the border with several states and with conspicuous location close to Abuja, the FCT, is very critical that Kogi must be made safe.
Faith Abdugafar reporting for MLC TV.
Zamfara State Governor Bello Mohammed Matawale has handed over 460 houses to the state chapter of the Nigerian Labour Congress (NLC) for distribution to junior workers in the state. Speaking at a brief ceremony to hand over the housing units located along Gidandawa-Daza Bypass Road in Gusau, the state capital, Governor Bello Matawale explained that this was part of his administration's effort to provide permanent accommodation for civil servants in the state on owner-occupier basis. He said in addition to the provision of the completed 460 houses for junior civil servants, another 1,000 housing units will be constructed for senior civil servants across the state, pointing out that this week he would perform the foundation laying ceremony for the construction of the 1,000 houses in Gusau, with the sole aim of addressing accommodation challenges of all categories of workers in the state. The governor expressed his deep concern on how civil servants were retiring after 35 years of active service without owning a house. This, he said, will be solved by his administration through the construction of befitting accommodation for them through owner-occupier basis and other supports to the workers for them to have a sense of belonging. According to the governor, the first and second batches of the houses will be distributed to workers on the owner-occupier basis, with 40% reduction of the total sum and expected to be offset in 10 years. Governor Bello Matawale called on the leadership of the Nigeria Labour Congress (NLC) to liaise with the Office of the State Head of Service and Directorate of Labour Matters to ensure justice and fairness in the allocation of the houses to benefiting civil servants. The chairman of the Nigerian Labour Congress, Sani Aliru Magaji Rafin Koya, expressed appreciation to the governor for his initiative to provide enabling housing accommodation to workers in active service and their future retirement. The Association of Carpenters and Furniture Makers KOGI chapter has called on its members to treat their customers with utmost priority and sincerity in dealing with them. The state's General Chairman Ezekiel Taye, during the annual get-together and fundraising program in Okene, said their decision to tax themselves financially is to renovate their warehouses along Okenwe-Obehira Junction. Ezekiel called for total peaceful coexistence to attract meaningful development.
Those of us that are at the helm of affairs now, that the labors of our heroes past must not suffer loss. So that's why we add fundraising into annual get-together, annual Carpenters Day, with a view of raising funds to renovate the existing structure along Okenwe-Obehira Junction. The message we are having for our Ibiras in general is that we should all embrace peace, because without peace there will be no meaningful development that can take place anywhere. So we equally bless God for Ibira Agenda Forum that came to address us. These are things geared towards enhancing peace in the land before, during and after election.
The co-founder of the association and an 8-year national president, Jato Stephen Shogo, commended the action and activities of Ibira Agenda for their continuous advocacy for peace sensitization in and around Ibira land. Shogo called members of the Carpenter and Furniture Association to play their roles for the success of the association, urged them to be law-abiding and cooperate with government in power to build a better society.
They should be law-abiding citizens of this nation, and they should cooperate with the government in power. Then, and they should be faithful to their customers. You should not collect money from people whereby fail to do the job or do the job halfway and be dodging customers. It's a taboo. It's against the rules and regulation of this organization.
The chairman of the Ibira Agenda, Tawhid Ozegi, who attended the annual Carpenters and Furniture Making Day with members, called on the electorate and politicians to play the game of politics by its rules. Advised them to collect their PVCs and participate fully in the coming general elections in no distance time. Tawhid said peace has no substitute for development. He further called on youths to jettison any desperate politicians who want to use them for their selfish interests through thuggery or by spreading false information, which is capable of disrupting the peace of the people.
As per our aim and objective, over calling for peace, when we say Ebira, you can hear the chorus, everybody say Engwara. That is peace. We are calling for peace. We are going together. All the union of Ebira community are together in this mission of Ebira Agenda.
The Association of Carpenters and Furniture Making is over 50 years of existence, and the members have called on Nigerians to continue to patronize them by buying from them, saying that it's their own way of adding value to society and household. And now on politics. The presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, for the 2023 general elections, Atiku Abubakar, has promised to prioritize the welfare of KOGI workers if elected president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria in the coming elections. Abubakar made the promise during the presidential rally of the PDP at the Confluence Stadium, LOKOJA, KOGI State capital, in the company of his running mate, Governor Ifeanyi Okowa, and other top functionaries of the Presidential Campaign Council of the party. He said Nigerians have been facing untold hardship, saying that PDP will ensure a turnaround of every sector of the economy if voted into power come 2023. Let's join our reporter for more.
The PDP rally, held at the Confluence Stadium, was well attended by party stalwarts, supporters, and lovers of the party in their thousands. The atmosphere was charged with singing and dancing as the people crowded to welcome the presidential candidate, Abubakar Atiku, and his running mate, Ifeanyi Okowa. Abubakar Atiku said, Kogi State remains strategic in the politics of Nigeria, promising that attention will be given to the state if he emerged victorious in the February 2023 presidential election.
Let me also assure you that if you vote for PDP, there will be no more salary arrears in Kogi State. Lie. Because we will support Kogi State to make sure that nobody is owed any salary. What I have seen from Obajana up to LOKOJA is thousands and thousands of young men and women. We will give you jobs. If we don't give you jobs, we will give you businesses to do. You know, I have promised that I will set aside $10 billion to empower our young men and women so that they can build their own businesses and have a comfortable life in their lives. Let me also assure you that the issue of university closure, so the people of Kogi State, we appeal to you. We are here not to deceive you. We are men of integrity, men and women of integrity. So I want to appeal to you to make sure that if you want your next state government to benefit you, vote PDP in the presidential election.
The former deputy governor of the state, Yemi Awoniyi, who doubles as the Director General of PDP Campaign Council in the state, and former governors of Kogi State, Idris Wada and Ibrahim Idris, expressed their happiness at the supporters who gathered in their large numbers. They encouraged the people of the state to get their PVCs and vote for all candidates of the PDP. Similarly, The 2023 Kogi Central PDP senatorial candidate, Natasha Apoti Uduaga, while speaking on behalf of other Senate candidates, TJ Yusuf of Kogi West and Victor Adoji of the Eastern Senatorial District, appreciated the people of Kogi State for their light turnout, calling on them to do same at the election day. Other members of the PDP Presidential Campaign Council also took turns to announce their promises and why they should vote for PDP candidates, saying the country will experience a positive turnaround if PDP gets to power.
They are ready and they have spoken out, and you heard them loud and clear. They said they are ready to bring the change that they desire, a Kogi that will deliver what God has given them. The 28 mineral resources will be put to use, and the Okuta will come alive. Our children will play again, they will have dignity. If you can take away anything from them, don't take away a man's dignity. So this is what they have expressed, and I really can't wait to see His Excellency Alhaji Abubakar Atiku sworn in as the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
The people of Kogi State, wise up. Let's not be blind. We should not be blindfolded by any sentiment. Is this what we are to be? Are we comfortable to go for that? If we are not, then we do the thing.
You can see, since he's believing, and I can tell you, I can assure you that this state, by come what may next month election, we are going to have the PDP, we have minimum 65%, and we are writing down.
I'm a stakeholder in the state, so it's a message to me. We must try to be peaceful. We must allow this conduct to go each free. No violence that is known for. You understand? Peacefully, let the people decide where they want to be. And let them decide who their leader truly is. They say we go back to peace. There's no big issue.
What I'm telling the people of Kogi is that by February 25th, inshallah, we all vote en masse for PDP.
That is a sign that peace and progress is returning to Nigeria with the coming of our team. And we have been saying in time without number that we need a unifier.
So let's get ready and get
we need someone who understands
the system. Performances with
it is a system. America is working because they have a working system.
All the artists, especially from Kogi,
that is the difference.
And Abuja, please,
so when we put someone who has a working system, it's a template. When you put it down, nobody will change it again. And then we have Nigeria working. Nigeria is great, and Nigeria can be great. With him, and with the help of every one of us, Nigeria will be great.
The only thing is that everybody should come out with their PVC to vote for Atiku this time around. Atiku is our next president. As you can see, I have my PVC with me. I'm not only speaking that I support Atiku with mouth. I support Atiku with full hearted.
The APC government is all about promising, and they couldn't really keep their promises. So Atiku's coming to salvage the situation of this country. Though we know power belongs to God, but then he's coming, and the promises PDP has on ground, it will change the nation.
Nigerians have seen both sides of the coin. We'll be able to judge ourselves. The electors are the judge, and we're sure that by the judgment, we'll come out victoriously.
See the crowd across all the 21 local government areas. In fact, people are still coming on their way. They are not yet here. I am assuring you that if everything goes as expected, a free and fair election without any rancor, I think we are going to make it this time around.
Joshua Adinoy, reporting for MLC TV.
The Presidential Campaign Council of the All Progressive Congress in Kogi State says it's working assiduously to sustain its dominance of the political landscape in the forthcoming February and March general elections across the length and breadth of the state. The spokesman of the APC Campaign Council, Kingsley Fanwo, described the crowds at the stadium as crowd brought in to justify the dollars collected by the Kogi PDP from the PDP presidential flag bearer. Commended the PDP for being smart enough to hire a crowd for the rally. Our reporter has more.
The Director of Media and Publicity, Kogi State APC Campaign Council, Kingsley Fanwo, said what PDP declared would be an overflow rally that would bring Kogi City to a standstill for the day barely registered on the radar of hardworking Kogites. He said those who came out with the hope to hear anything which might persuade them to re-evaluate their poor opinion of the PDP were left reinforced in their disdain for people whose stints in government brought their state, nay, country to their knees. When their die-hard members who came in with expectations of the usual largesse associated with the party in her heyday became dispirited when the lies started. The rest of the people went about their normal businesses, utterly disinterested in the hollow antics of a party that once wasted 13 precious years for them.
The umbrella circles did not need anyone to tell them that Kogi people have rejected them, just like they were rejected in 2015 and 2019. Even though they burst in supporters from outside the state to beef up appearances, the modest crowd was eloquent enough. Crafty camera angles could not hide yawning gaps in the stands, and it was painfully obvious that the former ruling party had been fittingly reduced to a shadow of itself in Kogi State over the last 7 years. Dismayed by the poor turnout, the PDP resorted to theatrics. It rolled out expired individuals who had been expunged from the ranks of the APC for their unsavory deeds and characters and proceeded to canonize them. The rally turned into a farce when people like the former deputy governor of the state, Elder Simon Achuba, and the former speaker of the state assembly, Right Honorable Alpha Imam, were repackaged for Atiku as Kogi APC stalwarts who were decamping to the PDP at the rally. What Atiku and his entourage might not have known is that this is the same Achuba who was unceremoniously impeached from office with ignominy by the State Assembly for gross misconduct during the first term of the administration. He rejoined his former bedmates in the PDP ahead of the 2019 general elections and failed to deliver even his own word in that year's presidential, legislative, and governorship elections. Right Honorable Alpha Imam is another has-been whose poor leadership pitched him in a running battle with his colleagues when he was Speaker of the State House of Assembly. At the cusp of being impeached, he pleaded to be allowed to resign. He was obliged, and he too left office in our party in 2019. Shortly, he decamped to the SDP, another rickety platform in Kogi State, where his presence was as ineffectual as his departure was unfelt in the APC. We won the 2019 landslide without them. Since then, the two men have failed in their political self-delusions and have continued to fail.
Fanwo said it soon became clear that the political jesters in Kogi PDP had deliberately lied to their Dubai-based presidential candidate and his hangers-on that all projects in Kogi State were done by them.
So the poor man spent his time on the podium attributing the massive projects constructed by Yahaya Bello either to a man who left office over 1 decade before construction started on them, or to the PDP administration in which he used to be number 2. Even the pitiable sight of the immediate past PDP governor of Kogi State craving for some level of attention did not dissuade the PDP from treating his tenure as if it never happened.
Fanwo said why they proclaimed that Ibrahim Idris built everything that looks like modern infrastructure in Kogi was just their imagination.
If we were to judge dispassionately, his tenure, like the one before it, cannot boast of any visible contribution to the well-being of the people, so it might as well never have happened. Why the lies that Alhaji Ibrahim Idris built everything that looks like modern infrastructure in Kogi as insinuated at the rally, is, of course, a figment of the speaker's fevered imaginations. It is a national embarrassment to the PDP that they failed KOGI people so woefully, despite having so long to make a difference. It is on record that Alhaji Ibrahim Idris left his own Abejikolo community in darkness in his 9 years in office. It took the present administration to restore power to his benighted community. He also left Abejikolo roads in pitiable states. Today, the APC, through this administration and the likes of Honorable Abdullah Ibrahim Halims of the APC, is bringing respite. What is not in doubt is that the Yahaya Bello-led APC administration has changed the face of Kogi State. The legacy projects executed, some of which were recently commissioned by Mr. President, are too numerous to mention here. The Research and Strategy Directorate of the PDP presidential candidate should have interacted with civil servants in Kogi State to find out how the state government is not owing a single month's salary. Even the months owed by WADA and bequeathed to Yahaya Bello in 2016 have been cleared.
On the promise made by the PDP presidential candidate Abubakar Atiku to revive Ajakuta, Fanwo has this to say.
They also did not remind Atiku Abubakar how the federal government in which he served as vice president failed to deliver any single infrastructure in 8 years, including the Abuja-Lokoja road. Under the APC, on the other hand, work has progressed significantly on different stretches of the highway from Abuja to Okene, Obajano Junction to Kaba. Concrete road was completed under the APC Tax for Credit Scheme, Executive Order 7. The pledge of Atiku to revive the Ajakuta Steel Company can only be classified as a morbid joke, which he must have made to insult the sensibilities of Kogi State and her people. We are familiar with how the Privatization Council, under his supervision, sold national assets to his friends and cronies. Some of the scandals around such are still in courts around the world till date. President Muhammadu Buhari has taken a bold step on the gigantic project, and we trust the president in waiting, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to see the process through.
The Director of Media and Publicity, Kogi State APC, told journalists that the PDP cannot win an election in the state, even with the hired crowd.
The PDP flag bearer also assured the lecture theater crowd, queued from him for 7 states, that he will win the 2023 presidential polls. This is the illusion of the decade already, as he will be resoundingly defeated by the presidential candidates of the All Progressives Congress. It is even looking as if his boy, who admitted publicly that Atiku was his master, who trained and settled him, might take more voter share than him in this race.
Fanwo announced that APC is on course to deliver Kogi State massively for the All Progressives Congress and maintain the legacy of the party in the state under the leadership of Governor Yahaya Bello again.
So I will assure you that the governor is totally committed to the campaign, and he will ensure that Kogi State is delivered to Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He is the leader of the party here, and he is the one coordinating millions of youths across the country. So he will ensure that Bola Ahmed Tinubu becomes the president.
He urged APC members to remain peaceful and law-abiding, but encouraged them to continue to work hard to ensure that they set a record with their numbers in the February and March polls. Fanwo added that it is the APC that can continue to steer the nation away from the corruption, misrule and insecurity that characterize the reign of PDP in Nigeria. He appreciated Atiku Abubakar for calling on his audience to vote for APC in the presidential election, even when he tried to take it back. Khadijat Mohammed, reporting for MLC TV.
Sequel to the collection of PVC at the wards level by the electorates across the Federation, as announced by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, the Committee for the Protection of People Mandates, CPPM, mobilized its personnel to observe the process in Lagos State and also monitored reports via the media and other sources. CPPM made bold to state that their physical observation and monitoring of collection of PVC at various ward centers across Lagos State shows a fairly encouraging turnout of registrants on a daily basis. In most of the wards monitored across Oshodi, Agege, Alimosho, Apapa, Ajeromi, Felodu, Ikorodu, Badagry, Kosofe and Ikeja local government council areas of Lagos State revealed an average of 100 registrants collecting their PVCs daily. They are of the view that the turnout is far encouraging, though they recognize that it can still be better. Hence, the need to admonish all stakeholders to upscale the sensitization so that more people can come out to collect their PVC before the extended closing date of January 29, 2023. CPPM are confidently passing a vote of confidence on INEC for its professionalism and dedication to the seamlessness of the process. The electoral body has lived up to the billing in line with its mandate as enshrined in the Electoral Act, and they are very proud of this. They also admonish INEC to increase its staff strength at the centers to reduce the collection time by the registrants in which they have identified as an area of shortcoming in the process. As Nigerians count down to January 29, 2023, the closing date for the collection of PVC across the country, the Committee for the Protection of People's Mandate CPPM calls on Nigerians who are yet to pick their PVC to ensure that they go out to collect theirs. We go on a short break now. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Remember, February 2023 is the general election where you will have the opportunity to elect a new president, governors, national and state assembly members to pilot the affairs of Nigeria for another 4 years. Visit INEC office to get your PVC, which is your power to elect credible leaders. Say no to electoral violence. Say no to vote buying. Say no to thuggery before, during, and after the elections. This message is brought to you by MLC TV.
Welcome back. And now on crime. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency (NDLEA) at the weekend busted a warehouse at Amuwo-Dofin area of Lagos State and seized millions of opioid pills and bottles worth over 5 billion naira. The agency also arrested 2 suspected drug kingpins in connection with the seizure. The arrested suspects are believed to be members of a tramadol cartel. Femi Babafemi, the agency spokesperson, confirmed this on Sunday in a statement that the drug cartel took the first hit last Tuesday from determined officers of the agency who intercepted an imported consignment of loud, a strong variant of cannabis weighing over 4,000 kilograms along Awolowo Road, Ikoyi, Lagos. He added that after a near-fatal encounter with some suspected fake security agents escorting the drugs, the NDLEA operatives succeeded in recovering the consignment with a white truck marked BDG 548XS conveying it. Babafemi noted that this came on the heels of the arrest of a suspect, Olariwaju Wahab, who is a distributor for the cartel, same day, disclosing that recovered from his white Mercedes distribution bus include over 14,000 bottles of codeine-based syrup, 402 500 tablets of tramadol, 250 mg, 50,000 tablets of tramadol, 225 mg, and over 200,000 capsules of pregabalin, 300 mg. The spokesman also disclosed that in neighboring Ogun State, operatives in the early hours of Saturday also discovered and dismantled a clandestine laboratory on the outskirts of Shagamu from where Squishes, a highly potent psychoactive substance made with a blend of cannabis sativa, tramadol, Refnol, XO5 and industrial codeine was being produced in large quantity, packaged and distributed in jerry cans and bottles. He said all the equipment for the production, including power generators, industrial gas cylinders, drums and kegs, as well as various quantities of illicit drugs such as 214 kilograms cannabis, over 1,000 capsules of tramadol, 480 tablets of Sweetnol, over 1,000 tablets of Refnol, and 114 liters of industrial codeine, among others, were recovered from the building before sealing off the premises. In our own foreign, Kyiv can expect more deliveries of heavy weapons from Western countries soon, NATO said on Sunday as President Vladimir Putin praised his forces after their claimed capture of a Ukraine town. Washington meanwhile condemned the missile on a town block in the eastern city of Dnipro as the death toll rose to 30 as rescue teams kept up the search for survivors. NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg said Ukraine could expect more heavy weapons following Kyiv's request to its allies for the vehicles, artillery and missiles it says are key to defending itself. Days after Russia claimed to have taken Soledar in eastern Ukraine, a salt mining outpost home to 10,000 before the conflict, Putin hailed it as a major success. Russian Defense Ministry announced this week that it had completed the liberation of Soledar. Ukraine has denied the Russian claims, insisting that heavy fighting continues in Soledar. Some 50 women have been adopted by suspected jihadists in northern Burkina Faso, local officials says. Residents in ARBINDA said 2 groups of women were taken as they were out gathering leaves and wild fruits because of a severe food shortage. A small number managed to escape and raise the alarm. The adoptions happened on Thursdays and Friday, but news has just emerged as much of the areas has been blockaded by Islamist militants. Arbinda in the Sahel region has been hit hard by the jihadist insurgency. Roads in and out have been blocked by the jihadists. There is severe hunger and food supplies are limited, and the humanitarian situation is desperate. Last month, protesters in Arbinda broke into warehouses to get food and supplies. Burkina Faso as a whole has been hit by a decade-long insurgency that has displaced nearly 2 million people. The military seized power last January, promising an end to attacks, but the violence still rages. Let's now join Jonah Malik for our sports update.
Welcome to Sports Update. Arsenal extended their lead at the top of the Premier League table to a formidable 8 points with an outstanding performance and win in their North London derby at Tottenham. The Gunners took full advantage of Manchester City loss at Manchester United on Saturday with an impressive show of style in the first 45 minutes of the game and still after the break to claim a vital 3 points. Arsenal were helped by a blunder from Spurs goalkeeper Hugo Lloris when he fumbled Bukayo Saka's cross into his own net after 14 minutes of the game, but it was no more than Mikel Arteta's side deserved as captain Martin Odegaard drilled in the second from outside the box 9 minutes before the break. Arsenal have a huge chance to win their first Premier League title since the invincible season of 2003-2004. Next Sunday's game between Arsenal and Manchester United will be crucial in the title race and the top 4. Manchester City also playing Spurs will be interesting, and then there's fight for Euro Conference League place with Liverpool taking on Chelsea. Results for the weekend's game in the EPL: Aston Villa defeated Leeds by 2-1. Manchester United defeated Manchester City in the Manchester Derby 2-1. Brighton thrashed Liverpool by 3-0. Everton lost at home to Southampton by 2-1. Nottingham Forest defeated Leicester City by 2-0. Wolves defeated West Ham United by 1-0. Brentford defeated Bournemouth by 2-0. Chelsea defeated Crystal Palace 1-0 in the West London Derby. Newcastle United defeated Fulham by 1-0, and in the North London Derby, Tottenham lost at home to Arsenal by 2-0. Still on sports, Xavi claimed his first trophy as Barcelona manager after a comfortable victory over rivals Real Madrid in the Spanish Super Cup final. The La Liga leaders dominated the match in Saudi Arabia and took the lead when 18-year-old Gavi fired in from Robert Lewandowski's pass. The La Liga leaders dominated the match in Saudi Arabia and took the lead when 18-year-old Gavi fired in from Robert Lewandowski's pass. Lewandowski struck just before halftime when he finished from Gavi's pass. Gavi got another assist in the second half of the game as he set up Pedri before Karim Benzema struck a late consolation goal. But after Pedri got his side stalled midway through the second half, there was never any doubt about the result as Barcelona won the Super Cup for the first time since 2018. Back in October 2022, those two sides faced each other in the first El Clasico meeting of the season, with Real Madrid easing past Barcelona 3-1. But Barcelona have since only gone from strength to strength and currently top of the La Liga table, 3 points clear of Real Madrid, with this victory extending their unbeaten run in all competitions to 9 games. At a sport update on MLC TV News, I am Alijona reporting. Back to Akasta for more stories.
Thanks for the updates, Jonah. And on entertainment, veteran Nollywood actress Ireti Doyle has confirmed the end of her marriage to veteran actor Patrick Doyle. The actress revealed the information in a sit-down with Chude and said she was no longer married to Patrick, with whom she shares 6 children. "We are officially divorced," she confirmed. The 55-year-old actor also corrected the rumor that she had her first child at 17, stating that it was at 19 and that she had no business being married at that time. Hinting at what may have caused their separation, she said, "I can't sacrifice my life in the altar of your imagination or your fantasy." The celebrity duo tied the knot in 2004. Meanwhile, a video has emerged on Instagram showing Patrick Doyle having a simple wedding with his new wife. In the clip, the happy couple were seen signing some documents in a marriage registry. In another footage, Patrick was seen standing closely behind his new wife in a romantic pose. The couple reportedly married in August 2022 with a few family and friends in attendance. Abiodun Ayoyinka, original Papa Ajasko, has clarified the confusion surrounding the death of Femi Ogunrombi, a fellow Papa Ajasko castmate. Ogunrombi, who came in for Ayoyinka after the latter left the Papa Ajasko show, died in the late hours of January 14. Many people who were not aware that late Ogunrombi was a replacement for the original Papa Ajasko, Ayoyinka, have since published the latter's pictures in their reports on the late Ogunrombi's passing. On Sunday, January 15, Ayoyinka spoke out and put out a video to clarify the mix-up. Ayoyinka played the role from 1996 to 2005 and from 2007 till present. Ogunrombi's death was confirmed by journalist and theatre practitioner Hussein Shaibu via his Twitter handle on Sunday. And that's the size of our package today. Join us tomorrow at this same hour to watch our news as we give you updates on happenings within and across the globe. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Malachi TV. Like and follow our Facebook page, MLC TV, Instagram, MLC TV 2021, Twitter at MLC TV 1. For your event coverage, information, contribution, advert and sponsorship, please call any of our numbers displayed on your screen. Join us Friday and Saturday to watch our special programs. It's Malachi TV, reaching everywhere, informing everyone. I am Matthias Ayodeji Peter. Please continue to be your brother's keeper to build a united and peaceful society together. Thanks till I come your way tomorrow. Bye.